Hello everyone, Ali is here from Vancouver Financial Network. Today is September 26, 2020. We will have a couple of technical analysis for US indices, SPX, S&P 500, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones. We had very volatile month for the month of September. On the September, I believe September 3rd or 2nd, market topped and then reversed back and rolled over and all the way down and lost its 10% to 12% of its gain. But now we are kind of in no man's land. And let's go to the chart, see what chart tells us, and we will see more on these indices. All right, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. So we will go start with S&P 500. Let's see what's daily chart here. So daily chart, if you see daily chart, we have been broken this trend line here, and that was a major trend line. And after that, we go all the way down to here, this support. This support area was pretty hold. Market hold this area nicely as we expected. This is scene of crime here. And after this volatile situation, it goes back all the way up here, consolidation and parabolic move to all-time high. But now we are reversing back, which is good for market. It is healthy correction, if we can call it as a correction. Some people saying we are going back to test this March low or even here. I'm not sure about that yet, but as I see here, this is my rectangular from my previous calculation. I just put it here. If you go to my video last week, I put all the technical levels here, and I expected market is gonna reverse back from here. And if we break down this level, we are going back to this 200 moving average. But this is a daily chart. I'm really focused on the monthly and weekly. Let's go to monthly. Oh, sorry, this is weekly chart. So we topped here as we expected. Here is the pivot high, and this pivot high here. So we expect market reverse back, and it reversed back nicely. Whenever we hit that trend line, we see actually we have 1-2 week correction. This is March low, and here 1 2 3 4 5 weeks correction. And now we are in 5th bit correction with a nice hammer, and we return back from this SMA 200 SMA 20 on weekly basis, which is really nice. RSI actually goes down here, and we are kind of still above 50%, which is bullish. MACD lost its momentum. If you see, MACD lost its momentum, which is normal, but hopefully we are not getting to the bear side. If we go, we will change our analysis. But right now, I'm on that side that I'm cautiously bullish, because this is a very nice reaction. And this is scene of crime here. If you see this pivot high, and this is consolidation here, and then we test this area, and probably we are going back to test all-time high. We will see. Monthly, weekly chart is really bullish, and this is very nice, healthy correction on the weekly chart. If we go down, 3,100, 3,100 actually is going to be our support, and the last support is going to be here, 2133, which I'm not concerned right now. We are going back to these levels. If we go, we will change our analysis. But let's go back to our hourly chart. This is not the hourly, sorry. This is H4 or 4 hours chart. So here in 4 hours gives us very nice projection of what we expect for this week. If you see this pivot high here, and we are going back, test this pivot high, coupled with this 50 moving average, which is not 50-day, by the way. This is 50 for 4 hours. If we break through and hold it and test it back and going up, so we will have this resistance area, which is above 3350, and if we hold it, then we're gonna shoot all the way back to 3400, and then all the way up. So we are gonna see if this trend line is gonna be our major trend line. And if we roll over back, this is very important for bears and for bulls as well. So this low is very, very critical and important for S&P. If we break through, we're gonna go down much more lower, which is gonna be 3150 to 3114. This is gonna be our support. But if we hold this area, if we break through, or if we consolidate here, let's see what's happening in Monday. If we go above this trend line, coming back, test, and then going up, this is very, very bullish sign, guys. This is gonna be our projector for next week's. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen this week, and I don't know if we're gonna roll over back to test this low or break through. But this is the situation that we are stuck in now, and we can't make a decision and we can't gamble now. It's time to see what chart is gonna do. It's time to just wait and be patient, not be impatient. Sometimes we need to be very, very cautious. Sometimes we need to be on toes to do a quick, sharp adjustment. And this is the time. This is not a time to trigger even in a short position because we are hitting this trend line, or trigger for a bull position or long position because we are bullish and we think that it's going to break through and then going up all the way to test all-time high. All right, so this is for S&P. Let's go to NASDAQ. I believe NASDAQ actually has better, very, very better setup for us. This is the trend line that we are in. So if you see, this is the second touch, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a trend line. This is just a temporary trend line that I believe it's going to work. Sorry, this is very, very messy chart, but I try to keep it. For the downside target, if we break through, it's going to be this level, which is 10,600 or 10,500, which I warned lots of time, and I told you guys this is the level that I expect NASDAQ is gonna reverse back, even temporary. But now we have like SMA, 50 SMA and 20 SMA, which is coming together, and it's gonna create a bow tie, which is gonna be very, very critical resistance. Let's go to, this is daily, by the way. Let's go to 4 hours again, see what 4 hours tell us. All right, so in 4 hours, this is the trend line that we break through once, coming back, test this low, and then coming back up and break through this trend line. So this is fantastic for bullish, but still we are kind of in this situation. This is another trend line, and I'm really concerned of this. But the good thing is we are closed above this 50 SMA, which is fantastic. And also the good sign is if we break through this resistance, we are going back to test this trend line. And if we break through this trend line, we are going back all the way to 1144, which is 200 SMA. So be careful of that. If we can't break through this, then we're gonna go back all the way above this trend line. And if we close above 200 SMA, then we're gonna go back all the way to 12,000, which is very, very critical resistance area. So from now, what should we do? We can expect, if you have a trade in long side, okay, bring your stop loss at break even and make sure that you're not gonna lose any trade. I'm not gonna short it now. I'm waiting to see actually what's happening here, how chart is going there, and test this trend line and then coming back or going up, or breakthrough or coming back, test this trend line and then going up. I'm really curious what's happening here, what's going on here in this week, and we are waiting for Monday or Tuesday session to see if it's gonna break through or if it's gonna reverse back again, going down to test this low. Let's go to Dow Jones. Dow Jones Industrial actually held up pretty well. Again, you see the very nice price action here. So we will have doji-ish candle, and then reversal is coming back, holding up this low, which is gonna be, I believe it's gonna be in for Dow Jones low is gonna be 26,535, which is pretty good area, which is solid area. This 200 200 SMA is gonna be very nice support. And you see, this is the area that Dow Jones actually had previously hold up this session. How many sessions? It's going to be 2 sessions, and then going back up, and then consolidation, and then going back up to test this high. Dow Jones, by the way, didn't test its high from the beginning of the year. So Dow Jones is in negative territory now. Year to date is going to be negative territory, and it is very important. Dow Jones is going to be 30 big companies in US stocks, which for those guys actually who wants to park their money, they want to just get the dividends, they're not high risk. So that's why Dow Jones actually is not going up and down dramatically. But for now, we held up very well. So we're going to respect the chart, and we're going to see if chart actually is going back up again to the bullish sign. This is, by the way, this is a triangle that we break through. I'm not sure if we're going to test this and then coming back, or test this or going through and then going back up again. So we're going to see how market reacts to those levels. Let's go to 4 hours. Here is the 4 hours charts. If you see this 4 hours, this is very interesting. If I just so this is gonna be your major trend line, and this is gonna be your short-term trend line, which is coming from here right there. So if you see, yeah, right there. So whenever actually this trend line hits by the price, goes down, hits by the price, goes down, hits by the price, goes down, and then we reacted to this. If it breaks through, then the next one, a major one, I believe this is the one, coupled with this resistance area, which is very important. In 12 hours, you see Dow Jones hammered and then coming back, and then hammered and coming back. So this is very important area. Let me just put myself here, note here, just a couple of lines here. So this is very nice area. 27,666, which is a magical number, and 27,781. That's gonna be a level that you should watch, and it's gonna be coupled with this trend line, which is very important. It's gonna be a third touch, which is major touch, and we're gonna see if we can break through this very important resistance area, or we're gonna roll over back all the way down. And if we roll over back all the way down, we're gonna see, not here actually visible here, probably because I don't trade Dow Jones, so that's why I don't have like good levels for it. But if we go back here, so we're gonna see 25,900, which is very important, because 200 moving average is here, sitting here. And if we break through, to be honest, it's gonna be very ugly, and we are going back to 22,000. Not even this level, we are going back to 22,000. So be careful, guys. If we break through this area, which is very important support area, we're gonna go back to 22,000. Okay, I want to show you something about the commercial money, how commercial money sits their position. You know, the commercial money, they are very important, because their positions are very huge, and they're gonna move market whatever they want. So let's see what commercial money tells us. Okay, so here is commitment traders report from CFTC, and as you see, we don't have any update for this week. This is for September 22nd, which is for last week. And if you see here, commercial money, actually they are pretty even on long side and short side, and also non-reportable positions are going to be pretty even actually, in long side and short side as well. So if you see those ones actually are coming next week's, then we're going to have cover it. But unfortunately, they didn't have any commitment to cover it properly. So that's why we come up with no information for this week, unfortunately, and we will see how things going actually next week. But based on the volume in S&P 500, last week was very, very light volume. Regardless of the price movement and price actions, volume of SPY, which is the ETF for S&P 500, was pretty light. Not a pretty light. I mean, like compared to what's happening to the March sell-off. So sell-off was mostly less than 100 million shares traded per day, which is light for sell-off. And also for the bull side, if you're going to pay attention on the bull side, we'll see actually in green days, we will have like very, very light volume as well, like 60 million or 70 million or something like that, which is pretty light. And we think that market is not going to take an action very well based on the volume. This is kind of mixed signal. For bears, they're gonna say, oh, money is going out of the market, so market is going down. For bulls, they're going to say, okay, no one actually is going out of the market because the volume is light. And when we have like a very crazy sell-off, massive sell-off like March, you need to pay attention on the volume. The volume was very, very high over there. But right now, just people, they want to save their money, and it's kind of like a panicking, very normal panic for people who had fear into the market and then grain it up and gain lots of gains actually from March low or even after, and then they want to save the money and they want to park the money. So we are kind of seeing a mix or double signals from both sides. So we can't make a decision and we can't make out of it. And we are just waiting for the chart, see what chart tells us next week. All right. I think I'm finished here today. Have a good weekend. If you like this video, actually, please subscribe here and please support us with just your subscription. Thank you. Bye.